My name is Jake Miller. I'm one of the brewers and one of the owners of Heirloom Rustic Ales, and I'm here to talk to you about the What the Ales beer of the week. Here I have Relict, which is our take on French bière de garde. It's a style you don't see very often at all. It's one of the beers under the farmhouse category, along with Saison and Grisette, a few other things. But what makes this beer unique is, for one, most beer only gets boiled for about an hour, and we boil this for 6 hours. And what that does is it kind of creates this really nice amber hue to it, and it makes a really rich, decadent sweetness. It's kind of like if you were making a reduction on a stovetop. We did the same thing, but with barley. And we fermented it cold with kolschis, which basically is this really clean profile. We don't really want this to be a yeasty beer. We want this to be mostly about malt. The other key ingredient is Sturzelspalt hops, which is a hop grown in France. And we used all French hops in this beer. And that kind of creates this slightly spicy, earthy component to the profile that we really like. A very unique thing that we did with this beer is we can conditioned it, which just means instead of carbonating it through a stone and forcing CO2 into the beer, we fermented this beer again in the can, which allows us to also carbonate it at a very high level. And it's about 30% higher carbonation than most beers you would have on draft at any given bar, which is also very traditional for the style. And what I think is cool about it is that kind of intense carbonation actually keeps this beer from seeming sweet. Because of all that boiling and caramelization, this beer would come off really sweet if it was a low carbonation level, but because of the high carbonation level, it comes across as really nuanced and really unique flavor profile. And I think it's fun because it's like visiting a French beer in the early 1900s. You're not going to have this profile on at many different places, and I think it's a really fun story to tell and a really fun beer to get into. But yeah, once again, this is the What the Ale beer of the week. This is Relict, and you can find it here at Heirloom Rustic Ales starting next week.